Hello, bonjour, g'day. We're in part two, creating our creepy kids music. And don't forget, there's loads more of these on a playlist somewhere over there. Like and subscribe, always appreciated. What we had from part one is this section, which is quite minimalistic. It doesn't have a big power build to it. So what I'm going to do is compose linearly. So we're going to go step by step instead of previously. What I would do is copy this to the end and then build up to it. This time we're going to compose as we go along because it's a bit more atmospheric. That seems like a good way to go. I think at the moment I probably just need some cymbal swell to bring this part in, and then I'm going to see where it goes, probably build up the bass a little bit and bring in some percussion, play with the sound as we move in sections. So we're nearly at 30 seconds at the moment, so probably going to need another 2 or 3 sections about the similar length. Okay, I'll have a go at something and see you in a second. Okay, so what I've done is actually designed an edit point effectively here. We're using the same instruments and I've put a BBC cymbals at the beginning. So that just brings us in nicely. If you remember at the end of part one, we actually had a reverse going on here. I've actually changed this to a whoosh so that we get a bit of a decay without it sounding quite so harsh into the next section, which goes like this. With more rhythmical bass coming in now. And we are then going to build this up. I wonder what's next. Okay, I've just paused here for a second to show you what I've done. I decided I was going to use the mosaic bass rhythms this time to bring in some extra motion. So they're doing this. I thought I'll play out the chords up to 1:30, see what they sound like, and then we'll add in some extra tinkles on these instruments at the top. Now, the way these work is you pick which key you are playing in and whether you want it to go up or down octaves as it goes along, or you can just hit single notes and just get one-off hits. So we've got something like this. And this one is in D minor and the other one is in A minor. So a bit of contrast there. The bass notes are literally just going up D, F and A. What I need to do is now build around this, and what I'm probably going to do is end up bringing in some rhythmic percussion as we go along towards this end part. Whether we do this another section as well, possibly. We'll see how it goes. So at the moment I have decided to extend it an extra round of those D, F and A chords. I already had damage low loops at the beginning, so I've got the highs and the mids which I intend to use and slowly build them up as we go. I've got this high loop that sounds like this at the moment, using it with breaks in it, and then we go to a more sustained rhythm as we go along. My intention is to then add the mids and the lows, so again building the intensity as we get towards the end. We're heading for a 2-minute piece now with that extra section in, so I'll see you when I've managed to build up some more percussion. Alright, so hopefully you can see my intention now with the percussion. I've started with the mids coming in first. The highs can draw quite a bit of attention to themselves, so I've left them out intentionally. Then we just slowly build. We've got highs, then into the mids, then into the lows, and all together towards the end they sound like this. It's a matter of picking the sound that you think works best and making sure the volume is good for you too. You might also notice that while I've been doing this, I've been adding in a sting section at the end. That's basically just a hit which is going to sound and could potentially be used by an editor in the future. So what are we going to put in next? So as you can see, I've built up all the other instruments to fill out the track now, except the strings. I deliberately left them out because the start actually focuses quite a lot on them, and I'm conscious I didn't want it to take over the entire track. So what I'm going to do is go back in, see if I can use some of these murmurations towards the end and possibly another string section to introduce them again during this sort of breakdown in the middle that you can see here. Let's add some strings. I think we're nearly there. Well, it turns out the murmurations were fine on their own. I just had to do a little bit of volume automation in the middle to make it sit in nicely. I'll also just quickly show you the reason for having this sting at the end is an editor could be using this section here and want to end it, so immediately jumps to. That's the point of having the sting, that it can be slotted in anywhere. So I'll play the whole thing through for you as a bit of an outro. We'll mix and master it in part 3. But for now, like and subscribe, always appreciated, and see you in the next one. Bye for now.